Hey everyone, just a little update on Dow Jones, the DJ30. So in my previous video I said the wave 5 could extend down to here, but it also could stop where it bottomed out here, as around this blue line. That was the my 0.618 I had written on, but I've deleted it now. But it was in the previous video and I showed how it landed right on it. But I did say I thought it was going to go further. But then I've been looking at the chart properly since. And if you look at this move here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, the 4 here goes into wave 1 territory. So, because of that, I've changed my analysis slightly. I didn't realise that at first. For some reason, that had... Go away. Some reason, that had skipped my... I just basically hadn't noticed it for some reason, that the 4 had gone into the 1. Because of that, using this fib extension here, you would expect it to bottom out about that line here, which is the 1.782, and also was my 0.618 for wave 5. So bearing that in mind, I think we've bottomed out there now. So I'm actually going to do it now. Do you know what? I'll leave them targets on there for now. I'll leave this here for now, just in case it decides to take another move down, because it is possible. But because it's an leading diagonal, it more than likely will stop around here. Then you're going to be looking for a retracement up, which is here on the fib retracement. Now for a wave 2, we're normally looking for something between the 0.382 and at the end of the day, wave 2 can actually go, normally, very rarely it will start here at the 0.236, but most of the time it will at least hit the 3.82, and it can go all the way up to here. As long as it doesn't breach the top of 1, it still can be wave 2, but most of the time you'll get it to stop around here and in between here. So these are going to be my target area. And as you can see so far, we're going to go into a 4-hour chart now. We've had a nice move up today. Sorry if you can't hear me properly. I'm still all bunged up. I think I've actually got COVID, but I'm not going to do a test. I'm not into all that bullshit. But basically, I've got the flu. So, yeah, this moved up now from the bottom, where I've had this line here for weeks. This blue line here, as a potential target. It looks like it's bounced off that now, because if you do a fib retracement up the top here, from here, bearing this is my wave 1, 2, then basically, well, this should be 1, 2 here, it'd be 1, 2. Basically, this bottom here is like the 3.618, so it's overly extended already on this last wave, so the chances are the 5th wave is actually over now. So we're going to be looking for an ABC pattern to the upside. I think A is in place now. And let me just move this across a bit. Right, so A is in place now, I think, or just about to end. Then we're going to be looking for... Oh, God, I'm pressing everything wrong at the minute. Do that again. So we're going to be looking for a retracement for wave 2 between here and here. Move these across a bit. There we go. So they're actually in the box. Right. So that's what's going to be happening now. And let's just say, for example, this is the top. Here, we then retrace down to, let's just say the 0.5, as this is in the middle. That would give us our target for the C wave at the 1.0 extension. I'm going to put that on the chart now, and then we can see in the coming days if it follows it or not. So you'd be talking A wave's done, B wave into this box somewhere, and depending on where in that box it lands is going to depend on this here. But more than likely, it's going to come up to round about there. maybe extend a little bit so that it actually hits here. So yeah, I think it's probably going to come to the lower end of the retracement back up, maybe the 3.82, then come down. But it just depends, because this A wave here might not be over. It could go up a little bit more. We could also get less or more of a retracement here, but I think if we get less of a retracement here, it will push the price up further. So you need to be careful. There might just be a short pullback here, then an impulsive third wave up. But there, we have it on the chart now anyway, so I'm going to keep these on for now, just in case, but I don't think they're going to come down there now. But when we've got confirmation of this ABC pattern playing out to the upside for the short term, then I will delete these off in a future video. I'll probably just do it live on the video like I'm doing now as well, work things out, show you how I do it, and then you can understand it a little bit more. Because in all honesty, it's took me 3.5 years to get to where I am now. And I would probably say I'm about 80 to 90% consistent on trades. In fact, I very rarely actually take a losing trade now. I'm not really a person that loses stop losses either. So if I think there's a potential that I've got a position in that's going to go into a minus, wherever my pattern invalidates, I will normally set a position for a hedge. So instead of hitting the stop loss and the trade's gone and the money's gone from your account, I will hedge the position short term when the pattern invalidates, and then watch it for a little bit. And most of the time, I'll get back out of the hedge at either profit or break even, and then run the other position back into profit again. That's how I like to trade. I'm not one of these traders that uses stop losses. I mean, I set take profits if I'm just trading in one direction and I'm taking profits. That's fine, but I won't set a stop loss. And instead of setting a stop loss, I'll just set a potential hedge. And like I just said, I'll get out of it a profit, because I'm very good at that. That's one of my strengths as a trader, is counter trading and getting back out. Took a while to get good at that. I know numerous people who have tried doing that and then they've ended up losing both trades, which I've done loads of times in the past. It's just a learning curve. Anyone who thinks they're going to be good at trading in a year or two, just forget it. You're probably going to think on so many occasions that you've cracked it, or you've finally mastered the market, and then the market will humble you as soon as you think that. I think I must have thought about 10 or 20 times in the last 3.5 years that, oh, that's it now. I'm going to be a millionaire in the next 6 months because I've cracked it. I know the markets, they're easy. And then boom, within the next week, I've lost a load of money. The worst thing you can do in the market is be overconfident. Never, ever, ever be overconfident in the stock market. Even if you're very, very confident of a move, still don't go all in, because you just never know. Even though I'm right 80 to 90% of the time, I still hold back, because I've learned in the past that it's very dangerous to go too much all in one way. If anything, you should maybe stagger your positions in, which I'll give you an example of in my next video. In fact, I can do it now. So let's find GBP AUD. And I'll show you an example of that now. So I've still got them on the chart from last week. So last week, I had all these sell positions in. I knew the market was coming down. I was like 100% sure it was coming down. But of course, it doesn't mean I throw all my money in, because what if I'm wrong? You just never know. But I was very, very confident it was coming down. So I sold here. You can see where I wrote sell here, sell here, sell here. So I sold there, sold there, sold there. Then when I got more confirmation, I sold here. Oops, hold on, the bottom one. But then what I did is I made profit on all four of them. But then on Friday night, I closed that one. I closed that one. I'm going to delete them all off now. I closed that one and just left that one running at the top there. And that one, and do you know what? The market opened last night and it actually dropped more. So if I'd have left them four positions in over the weekend, I would have woke up to my account being up quite a bit as well. But I didn't want to risk it over the weekend, because the market opens at 11 p.m. on a Sunday night in the UK. And then I don't get up till like 6, 7 a.m. till I'm properly checking the charts and woke up. I mean, I like to have a good look at the charts in the morning for a good half an hour before I even start trading, just to make sure I'm reading them correctly and I'm not half asleep and I'm missing something. So I missed out on profit there, but at the end of the day I was safe. What would have happened if the market opened on Sunday night and it went the other way? Or it spiked down really quickly, then reversed really high? Then all them 4 positions could have like drained my account a little bit. So I thought there's no point taking a risk, closed them all. And then if I think correctly, clone that and move that down. I entered another position, I think it was about here today, on the drop down. It's actually at a slight minus now because it's come back up. But again, I'm very confident it's going down again. So even though I bought in here and it did go into decent profit, it's come back out of profit and in a minute it's a small minus. But my targets are much further down. I mean, the first target we're even looking at is down here. I don't think there's no way we're going to come back up before we hit that. We've already breached the 0.6. So chances are we're going down to the 1 now. So I think we're going to end up down here. But yeah, so that's just a little example of staggering in positions, not being greedy and throwing them all in at once, just in case you got it wrong, because you just never know. But like I say, I've been following this pattern for months now. I mentioned in my previous video that I hadn't even traded this in 2 months, and when I jumped back onto the chart last week, or the week before, I realised that the path that I'd marked out was still running perfectly and we were up here. And that's when I decided it's time to go short again. Then I've caught the market lovely. So, yeah, more than anything, make sure you keep your risk management in line, guys, because I've blew so many accounts thinking I know what I'm doing, going all in, and the market reverses, and before you know it, you've got like margin calls, all the money you've worked. There's been times when I've worked like 2 months to build my account up, and I've literally lost it in a couple of days. And then after I've done it, and I sit there, my head in my hands, like, why did you do that, Andrew? Why did you just do that? But I think every trader goes through this probably multiple times before stopping it. It's just human nature. It's just our minds, the way they work. And if you're a greedy person like me and want to be rich, it's even harder. I'm also a very impatient person in general, and that's one thing I've noticed is trading has calmed me down. I've had no choice but to change my personality traits, because if I didn't, I would have never become good at trading. I had to become more patient and stick to my plans, because I realised that I was actually planning out stuff months in advance and it's coming in right. But I'm not trading it. I'm writing it out, putting it on my Instagram, and I'm thinking, this is great, I'm getting it all right. But then in the background, my trading account isn't following my analysis because I'm bottling out early or worrying about it, and I'm closing trades and thinking about the moves in the market on a daily basis so much. So now I literally mark these plans out like this. I wait for my levels and I don't take my profit until I get to the levels, unless the pattern's getting validated. I just hold out. And since I started doing that the last couple of months, my accounts have grown even better now. So yeah, just a little bit of advice there. And obviously just some things to bear in mind, because no one's going to be a great trader straight away. Doesn't matter how intelligent you are. Doesn't matter how much you control your emotion. It just simply isn't going to happen. You have to go through the process of losing and learning from your mistakes. And it will happen over and over again, because the markets have got so many curveballs that they can throw at you to do this. It's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, there's so many different patterns it can throw up to trick you. And I think it does take I'm 3.5 years in now since I first ever put money in an account and started trading. And I'd say at 3 years, about 6 months ago is when I started to get my analysis bang on. But then these last 6 months, I've still been trying to fine-tune sticking to my analysis. And in the last 2 months, that's what I've managed to do better than anything. So even now, I'm still learning 3.5 years, and I'm still fine-tuning it. And I'm also still becoming more patient. I'm still changing my traits of my own personality to match trading, to make sure I'm a good trader. And if you're not willing to do that, you're probably never going to become a good trader. I used to sit on Twitter a lot, and I follow a lot of traders on there, and they all write posts all the time like, the market will humble you if you think you're good, blah, blah, blah. Most of the time I used to think, whatever, I'm getting really good at this. And they all used to say it'll take 3 to 5 years of losing to get good, and you need to have a setup and a certain way you look at the charts to become successful. And it's so true, because I'm 3.5 years in now, and that's me just finally becoming consistent and being able to control emotions to the point where I can be consistent and stick to my analysis rather than write my analysis, get it bang on, and then bloody go and trade something else or pull out early or something like that. It's just the market can really, the way the algorithms move the market candles really are made just to trick the human mind. So when you get your head around that, which I think will take a few years, you will finally be a good trader. But yeah, so I'll stop rambling on now. But I thought I'd just give that a little bit of advice. And so for people who are new, you'll know what to expect, basically. And don't give up. That's all I say. Keep learning. Be patient. Write out plans. See how good they are in months to come. Did they work? If so, the next time you'll be more confident in sticking them to them yourself. It really is a long learning curve. And I'm pretty sure my learning isn't over yet. I still think I'll probably be learning all the time, or maybe for a good another couple of years before I've completely dealt with every situation in the market. But I'm definitely nearly there now, and it's been a long journey and a stressful one at times. But I think the main thing is you've got to not give up. Don't give up. Keep learning, keep trying. Use small amounts of money until you get consistent. Don't go blowing loads of money. And just keep working. It's all about the revision. Every night I used to read through charts, read through websites, watching YouTube videos. And that's 3.5 years daily. The only time I haven't really watched YouTube videos is the last 6 months, because I find now that if anything, it messes my own analysis up, because my analysis is right most of the time. And even if my path isn't right, I've already marked out the other path the opposite way, which plays out. I will obviously always favour one path compared to the other, but even if my favoured path doesn't work out, more than likely my unfavoured... Come on. Sorry, my cats are growling at each other. So even if my main path doesn't work out, the chances are my other path is going to. So I've always got a backup plan as well. But yeah, sorry, I said I was going to stop rambling on, then I started rambling on again. So that's it for today. I'm going to maybe take some more ibuprofen. I'm going to do my teeth whitening tonight and get to bed early so I can get up in the morning and get trading again. Have a good rest of the day trading, guys. And like I said before, if anyone's got any questions, feel free to hit me up on my social media at Haldane Trades, or even just comment on the YouTube videos. That's cool. I'm happy to help anyone out with any advice.